The sounds of silence. Now, some of us may know that phrase from the Simon and Garfunkel song, aptly named The Sounds of Silence. But in this case, I want to be able to talk about what does holding space in order to create possibility for expansion of thought, diversity, and inclusion actually take. It takes silence. And we will name silence inappropriately as an awkward pause, an uncomfortable silence. And by placing those kinds of words on it, we give meaning to the word of silence, unlike what it is intended for. Silence gives us an opportunity to dial up an emotional skill called empathy. And when we think about silence, silencing is not just of our voice, not speaking and giving time for someone else to speak. Silence is silencing our emotions and our emotional responses. It's silencing our personal biases and our experiences. And being able to do so creates a space within which empathy can truly exist. So I want to read for you from the EQ Edge, which is the book that speaks directly to the EQI 2.0 model. Empathy at its core is the ability to see the world from another person's perspective, the capacity to tune into what someone else might be thinking and feeling about a situation, regardless of how that view might differ from your own perception. It's an extremely powerful interpersonal tool. When you make an empathetic statement, even in the midst of an otherwise tense or antagonistic encounter, you shift the balance. A contentious and uneasy interchange becomes a more collaborative alliance. You see, what often can happen in empathy is it's often used incorrectly, or it's underutilized. It's often a misinterpreted emotional intelligence skill. One of the first errors that's made is empathy is confused with being nice, with making generally polite or pleasant statements. The second error that's made is many people will confuse empathy with sympathy, but the two are very different from each other. And then the third error is believing that making an empathetic statement means that you agree with the other person's perspective, but you may be in complete opposition of it. This emotional intelligence skill, more often than perhaps ever, is critical to our success within our individual lives, within our relationships, within our workplaces.